Well, what do you know? A live look at Kirkwood's Farmers Market. The tables are set up and they're ready for all the flowers. Of course, there's the one tree there that's already blossoming. It's the first official day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, but farmers markets open for the spring season on March the 29th. So just a couple of more days to wait, but this way you kind of plan your garden out. Where you're going to put the stuff that you're going to put into the ground. That's how you do it. That way it looks good when it all comes up. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, March the 19th. I'm Rennie Knott.
I'm Michelle Lee. We just want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be watching us on 5+. Didn't know Rennie's got some gardening tips for us. I don't think you garden.
Mrs. Knott is the one. I just put them in the ground. She goes, put that there, put that there. That's how I know.
Nice. What about you, Paul? Are you a gardener?
I am not, but I'm telling you, half of the fun in the morning is watching you guys react to each other. I mean, we should just have that 24/7.
No, we shouldn't.
Are you a gardener?
No. I kill everything. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Honesty. I love it.
Well, no gardening today. It's too cold to start the day off, right? And the first full day of spring officially tomorrow. So spring arrives tonight at about 10:06 p.m. All right, so yeah, to be exact on that. Right now, the farmers market looking good there in Kirkwood and 32 degrees. That's why nobody's gardening today, and 20s outside of the city. Now, we're going to see that wind pick up. Already seeing the gust out there around St. Louis. Camera shaking a little bit, but the stronger gusts come in later this afternoon and into the early evening hours. Could see some gusts 30, 35 miles an hour. But with that little bit of wind right now and the temperatures in the 20s outside of the city, the wind chills are down in the teens in some of the coldest spots. Much more on the forecast coming up. Let's check in with Paul and traffic.
All right, thank you, Jim. We got Construction Junction here in Wentzville. Actually, right now, this is at Forestel. It's where the construction is at Z70. Going westbound right now, you've got lane closure, and you can tell right lane closure here. This goes until 9 a.m. So that's happening this morning commute. You're dealing with that. Again, we always talk about this. The volume, most of it is going eastbound there. We can really see delays, but on the map, we're moving right now. Here's the Metro. It's also just fine. Downtown Bridges, 270 to 44, all good, but we're going to keep a close eye on it with another take of traffic minutes away.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. Today is the Illinois primary. Polls opened up just a few minutes ago. Mercedes McKay is joining us live from inside a polling place in Fairview Heights. And Mercedes, I know that voters are probably already lined up, right?
Good morning, Michelle. We actually just right next to me here have the first two voters that are walking in today. Minutes ago, they just opened the polls here at Christ the Church in Fairview Heights, one of the many polling places across the Metro East ready to welcome in voters today. I'm going to step aside here so you can see the people behind us. Those are volunteers. There's been about 24 of them here inside this polling place this morning. Since 5 a.m., even the time we got here this morning, they've been here ready to welcome in voters. And as you mentioned, right now at 6 a.m., the doors officially open for people to cast their ballots. This morning, voters will pick their presidential candidates, U.S. House candidates, and state legislature candidates. Illinois was one of several states that tried to pull former President Trump off the ballots. But just weeks ago, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Trump, so you will see his name on the ballot today. Another major race to watch is the Illinois 12th Congressional District between Republicans Mike Boss and Darren Bailey. Now, Boss is running for his 6th term, and he was endorsed by Trump. Bailey ran for governor back in 2022 and was a state lawmaker before that. Now, over the couple of minutes we've just been on the air, Michelle and Rennie, we have seen a couple of voters already coming in. So taking advantage of that early start before work to cast their votes. Reminder, polls are officially open across Illinois and they close tonight at 7 p.m. Live in Fairview Heights, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Well, we've got an election guide for Illinois voters this morning. You can text the word guide to 314-425-5355 and we will send you a link. Also starting today, St. Charles County voters can start no excuse absentee voting for the April 2nd general municipal election. You can vote at Element Church in Wentzville from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. this week, or you can head to the St. Charles County Election Authority in St. Peters from 8:30 to 4:30. Curbside voting is also an option at the Election Authority. Now you have to be registered to vote in St. Charles County and have your ID on you.
Happening today, the Hazelwood School Board will meet for the first time since a brutal fight involving Hazelwood East students. And this comes as we are hearing from both of the families.
Our Sydney Stallworth is joining us in studio with more on the reaction to the violence. Good morning, Sydney.
Good morning, Michelle. Rennie. This morning, 16-year-old Kaylee Gaines remains unconscious 10 days after the fight near Hazelwood East High School. In the wake of the fight, parents, students, even state lawmakers are concerned about the rise in youth violence. Now, tonight, Hazelwood school leaders will hold a public meeting at 6:30. It's a regularly scheduled school board meeting, and we looked at the agenda ahead of tonight's meeting. Just to let you know, there isn't anything listed that's directly related to this fight between the two students. The meeting is open for comment. In the disturbing video of the fight, you can see a 15-year-old hits Kaylee's head against the ground near Hazelwood East. Now, Kaylee's family says that she suffered a fractured skull that resulted in brain bleeding and swelling. The 15-year-old suspect is now in juvenile custody. And this morning, the Gaines family is speaking out. In part of their statement, they ask other parents to, quote, emphasize to their children that lives of both the perpetrators of teen violence and the victims of violence can be permanently and forever changed as a result of violent incidents that last only a few minutes. The attorney of the 15-year-old suspect also released a statement, first saying he doesn't think it's appropriate to discuss details of the case when another child is in such critical condition. The attorney does go on to say, quote, I join the call to denounce teen violence and bullying. I join my client and her family in extending our prayers for this family and their child. The 15-year-old girl is currently being held on charges of assault. A hearing in the coming weeks could determine whether she'll be charged as an adult. I'll send it back to you, Rennie.
Thank you, Sydney. This morning, Jefferson County investigators are looking into what caused a deadly fire that injured a woman and took the life of her son. It started just before 6 o'clock last night off Harrodsboro Road near Val's Mines. Fire investigators say the son was paralyzed and couldn't make it out of the home. His mother is being treated at a hospital, but we don't know her condition at this time. Less than 3 hours later, this fire started at the former St. Augustine's Roman Catholic Church on Lismore Street in North City. As you can see here, the flames shot straight through the roof. The city owns the vacant landmark, which caught fire before.
This is our third fire in this church since about 2022, I believe. This is the old St. Augustine's, built around 1890, 1896. Big church, well built. We've got about a 225, 250 foot steeple that we're really concerned about.
So far, there are no reports of any injuries or what caused that fire, but firefighters are worried about the church's 250 foot steeple that was compromised.
All right, weather-wise, hey, so this morning it's really cold again. We're in the 20s outside of St. Louis, but high pressure already sliding on to the east a little bit enough to where, see those are the wind barbs there? We have a southwest wind, and as that front to the north approaches us, it tightens that pressure gradient, and we're going to warm up big time today. So we're talking mid to upper 60s for highs, close to 70 in a couple spots. Southwest wind will pick up to 15 miles an hour and gust to 35. So quite windy today, and there it is at temperature at about 68, and it gets gusty or breezy. And of course, that sunrise this morning at 7:06 a.m. Allergy index, at least yesterday, it's going to come in, the new one, in a few minutes here, but trees were actually low and mold was on the low side, so that's fantastic. Coming up in the main weather first forecast, we'll talk about limited rain chances this week and, of course, that weekend forecast in just a bit. Michelle.
Thanks so much. Former President Donald Trump's team is struggling to make bond. Why he's trying to secure the funds before the end of the week.
Lining up at Lambert, we'll hear travel advice for spring breakers making their way through TSA lines right now.
Taking a break to play ball. The adorable moment a delivery driver stopped to play with a Metro East boy.
March Madness brackets are open, folks. This morning we want to know, which number one seed do you expect to bust your brackets this year? Are fans too confident in North Carolina or Houston? Should we be skeptical of Purdue or maybe UConn? Share your thoughts right now with us by heading to kck.com/vote.